Welcome to How I News. If you don't know, this is the show due to that hot jambalaya we call the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Well, I think you can. So with that, let's get into it.
The saying was later spread by neo-Nazi groups and politically organized white supremacists, including former Ku Klux Klan Grand Wizard David Duke and the Daily. I don't think you really have to say much more about it. This is, reactions. Many of the flyers were torn down, and some accused the posters of being covert, racist, and white nationalists. I think there's not really a lot more to say about it. So when you look at this poll, it actually changes the definition quite a bit. What the poll is not asking is a basic question, which would be a lot less exciting. It's who agrees with the statement of it's okay to be born white. I think you would have, 95% plus. There's always some crazies around, but you would have 95%. It would be overwhelming. Like, of course it's okay to be white. Who's going to look at a white baby and be like, oh, that's wrong, or a white toddler, or, a young kid, and be like, that's crazy. That would be ludicrous, but then the poll would be very boring. So what they did, in order to have a successful poll, you have to have everyone agree to the meaning of the question and understand the question in the same way. And by using that specific phrase of it's okay to be white, what they basically did was they conflagrated two different ideas. One, the idea of is it okay to be born white, which is one way people may read that question, and that's a fair reading of it. Another way to read that question would be it's okay to be white. Is that term acceptable in America? And if you know what it is, then you very well might say, oh, it's not okay. That term is a white supremacist term. Or, if you don't know what it is, but you're walking down the street, could you imagine walking down the street and someone walks up to you and says, excuse me, I'd like to stop you for a poll question. You say, yeah, sure, you can stop me. And then they say, can you answer this question with you agree, you disagree, and you're not sure? And you could be like, yeah, sure, absolutely. And then they're like, all right, the statement is, it's okay to be white. If I were walking down the street and someone walked up to me and said, hey, could you answer the question? Can you answer the term, is it okay or it's okay to be Chinese? I probably would just walk away. I probably wouldn't write agree. I wouldn't write disagree. I would probably check, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not sure. I don't know what you're talking, and it's not that I'm not sure of the meaning of the question. I just am not sure of anything. I'm not sure of your intention. I'm not sure of the meaning of the question. I'm not sure that I want to answer the question. I'm not sure of anything at all. And I think if you look at these polling results, not sure is 21%. 1 out of 5 people listened to the pollster, whoever they were, heard the question, and basically chose not to answer. I know that's what I would do. If I were walking down the street, that's absolutely what I would do. I would choose not to answer because it's a scary question to be asked, especially in this political, and especially in the climate. Most people have to work for a living, so nobody wants to answer that. That's horrible to ask. So 1 out of 5 people chose, and they're probably the smartest people in this poll, chose just not to answer, just to walk away. So when Adams conflagrates and says nearly half of black people don't agree with the statement of it's okay to be white, well, half of the people he's talking about didn't even answer the question. So it's very convenient to put the agree or the disagree and the not sure together and then say, well, that's 47% and that's nearly half. That's crazy. 1 out of 5 people chose not to answer at all, which is probably very smart. Now, if you look at the rest of the people, 53% agree. Well, if you're a black person and you agree with the statement of it's okay to be white, either A, you don't know what it means, but you're probably reading of it, it's okay to be born white, which I think black people would definitely, most people, I think any people would say, that totally sounds fine to me. Why not? Or you don't know that it is encoded covert racism that basically supports white supremacy. So you're either ignorant of the meaning of the question or you're reading it, it's okay to be born white. And so 53% of black Americans were like, yeah, sure, that seems cool to me. And they move on. The part of the poll that is really, that makes this the stupidest way to end your career, the stupidest way to end a highly successful publication. I've enjoyed Dilbert for years, but the part of it that makes it really crazy to read is this disagree portion. Because if you disagree, there's no way to really figure out, since no one agrees on the meaning of the question, there's no way really to figure out the meaning of the disagrees. 1 out of 4 black people in this poll basically said they disagree. Now, what do they disagree with? Either they know what that statement means, it's okay to be white, and they know that it's a covert racist statement that's been publicized by the Anti-Defamation League and the NAACP and other groups. They absolutely know that, hey, this is a racist term, and of course I don't agree with this. It's a widely racist slogan. Or that they have read it, it's okay to be born white, and they disagree. And there's probably some crazy people that actually disagree. But no matter what group you're talking about, black people, white people, Asian people, gay people, straight people, Christians, Muslims, Jewish people, it doesn't matter what group you're talking about, Chinese people, Japanese people, Australians, Thai people, Indian people, South Americans, whether that be Brazilians or Peruvians, it doesn't matter what group you're talking about. Some percentage of every group is just way out there. And so maybe some percentage of people disagree with the statement. If you read it, it's okay to be born white. But a large percentage of black people, because we do have to generally be pretty aware of anything that may be racist. I mean, just speaking from historical experience, a large number of people probably read this and identified it for what it was, and then said, I can't agree with that statement. And so with that particular statement in mind, this poll, it makes it really stupid to ruin a career over this when the numbers probably skew a lot closer. If you look at it, 53% of black people probably agree with the statement, or do, I'm sure, agree with the statement if it's okay to be born white. 21% of people were too smart to even answer the question and walked away. So that puts the number right there at about 74%, or 3 out of 4 black people agree that it's fine to be born whatever you are. And then 26% of black people disagree with the statement, it's okay to be white, but that doesn't mean they disagree with the statement of it's okay to be born white, which is a completely different statement. And so if you look at this poll, generally the entire poll is trash, is trash, is trash, is trash. And the reason it's trash is because it's impossible to really, for anybody who reads this poll, for anybody who's asked this question, to have a common understanding. Polls require a common understanding of the question. And because this question can be read so many different ways, and because the question itself is freighted with so much meaning that's widely accepted, particularly among the target audience, black Americans, this was a really stupid place to end your career. So, thank you for listening, and take it easy.
Signing off. Peace. Hey, if you like this video, please smash that like button and hit subscribe. We would love to see you again. So, take it easy. Peace.
This video is sponsored by paulineslist.org. Pauline's List is the #1 site in news discovery. You want to search for news? Go to Google. You want recommendations for news? Go to Yahoo. But if you want to discover news, discover what's actually new, go to paulineslist.org. That's paulineslist.org, where you can browse all the headlines, save articles for later, and use your own intelligence, not artificial intelligence, to decide what you want to read. That's paulineslist.org.
Signing off. Peace. Hey, if you like this video, please smash that like button and hit subscribe. We would love to see you again. So, take it easy. Peace.